Abstrakt is a real-time call coaching software that does three things for our customers. Make sure reps are asking the right questions, handling objections in the right way, and getting real-time feedback right after that call is over. I was a very early adopter of conversational intelligence, which is a fancy word for recording and analyzing calls. And when I left Allbounds, I was noodling around this idea with a couple of my friends around how to use real-time natural language processing and kind of speech to text that we have on our phones and our cars, things like that, in B2B software sales. And ultimately, that kind of formed what is Abstrakt today, is kind of how do we use the technology that already applies in our life today in a B2B application. We started with a proof of concept to kind of validate that we could actually build it the way we wanted to build it. And then once we had that proof of concept, we went out and raised a small angel round of funding to go get our first kind of V1 working product ready. And that took about a year or so to actually get ready. I think it took us over 200 iterations of kind of that first product to get a live working production ready product. We have our challenges like everybody does. I think, if you throw a number to it, we've grown 3,000% in the past year, which when you start from nothing, it sounds like a lot and it's easy to do. But our struggles now are finding product market fit and finding those perfect customers and making sure that when we do find them, we can close them and then implement them and then they get value out of it. So in a startup, your problems are consistently changing at every kind of stage of growth that you've been in. The biggest challenge that we've had to overcome is the fact that I had some assumptions around how our customers would want to use our product, or were they ready to use our product? And it turns out my assumptions were wrong. It turns out most people did not have the resources, did not have the knowledge that I thought they would have, which means they struggled to understand how to use our product. So we've had to make some changes to the product to productize those gaps that I thought people would already have had filled prior to using Abstrakt in order for them to be able to use our product in the first place. Hire the right people, get out of their way. Hired Claire Dobson, our VP of Marketing, Spencer Fossen, our VP of Customer Success. In startups, I think there's a cliche thing. It's if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. And best thing I've done over the past 6 or 7 months is just trust in other people to go and kind of own a portion of the business, that they're going to do a great job, and just kind of let them put their mark on it. So I would say that's the best thing we've done so far. We about to close on our seed round fundraising. We'll be at 5 full-time employees here by the end of this month. So that's kind of crazy to say. So we're going to go out and probably have a 6th employee starting next month. And our goal is to be close to 100 customers here by the end of this time next year. I found myself alone in my bedroom / office, like most entrepreneurs do, where it's like you feel like you're in this silo, like you're by yourself most of the time. It's, you talk with any CEO and they often say it's the loneliest job in the company. And I wanted to be part of something where I didn't feel like I was the only one kind of going through those struggles or those pains anymore. And just knowing that I'm surrounded by a group of, I think, 17 other folks who are all going through the same struggles, all have different ideas, have all kind of solved some of the challenges that I've solved, and that I can also contribute by telling them how I've solved some of the challenges we have. It felt like a no-brainer. There's a couple folks that I've already had really good connections with, where when they have struggles, they come and bounce those ideas off of me. And this is kind of outside of the monthly cohorts, right? I've already formed connection with a few founders where I know I can call them, I know I can email them, Slack. And so I'm looking forward to continuing to see that to kind of grow and expand over the years for sure. Arizona often feels like it gets passed by when you start thinking of like the Silicon Valleys, Dallas, Austin, Boston, Chicago. There's like these startup hubs that get a lot of press, get a lot of excitement. And in Phoenix, we don't get a lot of that. And so it oftentimes feels like what we're doing is not exciting compared to some of the stuff you see in these other parts of the United States. Don't let that get to you. You know, we're doing some pretty cool things, and ultimately at the end of the day, I like to think, you know, startups that come out of this struggle bus of an environment will come out stronger and better off, because we kind of had to grow and mature as companies without really getting the big fancy press releases, the big venture funding, the huge massive talent pool that those cities offer. We didn't have those things, and so we had to be scrappy, we had to grind. So don't let kind of being in the valley of the sun in isolation of the startup world kind of discourage you from being successful and going after what you want.